Tools needed for this install is a 1/4 inch screwdriver, 1/4 inch ratchet, 1/4 3-inch extension, T15 Torx, 9/32 socket, 10mm socket, small flat blade screwdriver, panel popper, and some masking tape. Welcome to Spyder Auto. Today we're doing a headlight installation video on a 2005 to 13 Chevy Corvette. So the first step is we're going to start at the bottom of the bumper. We're going to have to uninstall these outer scrape guards. So using a panel popper, remove 2 plastic push pins. There's one here and one here. Next, we're going to remove 3 9/32 bolts holding this scrape guard. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do that to both sides. Next, remove 9 9/32 bolts securing the bottom of the bumper. Next, remove 2 10mm bolts securing the bottom of the bumper. We have 1 and 2. From here, you should be able to free your bumper. Next, remove 5 9/32 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next step, you're going to peel this wheel liner open. And then we're going to disconnect the bulb socket to the side marker. Just go ahead and grab it and turn it counterclockwise. And then from there, you're going to be able to access 2 10mm nuts securing the bumper to the fender. We got one here, and one right here. So go ahead and remove those 2. Here, the side of the bumper is free. Now that we're finished with this side, let's do the same to the other side. Next, we're going to remove 4 T15 screws holding the fender. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to remove these so that we have a little play when we take out the headlight. Go ahead and do the same to the other side. After that, remove 4 9/32 bolts across the top of the bumper. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. After removing the 4 9/32 bolts across the top of the bumper, go ahead and unclip it from these clips here. There's one here and one here. So after unclipping it, you just want to leave it unclipped. Don't lift the bumper up, because when you close the hood and it's up, it's going to pinch the top of the bumper. Before putting the hood down, you also want to unclip the corner of the top piece on both sides, but leave the center down so that it doesn't get snagged by the hood. So go ahead and lift it up. Carefully unseat your bumper. And if you have fog lights, go ahead and disconnect the harness. Now that we have the bumper removed, we're gonna unclip this connector so that we have access to the 3 10mm nuts that we need to remove to free the headlight. So we have 1 here, 2, and 3. Now before we unseat the headlight, we're gonna remove 2 more T15 screws securing the fender. We're gonna move this one right here, and we're gonna move this one right here. So after that, we're gonna carefully lift up on the fender, and on the bottom, we're gonna push the headlight up. We're going to carefully slide it forward. Next, we're going to grab the main harness, grab a flat blade screwdriver, slide back the gray clip to unlock it, press down on the tab, disconnect. And before we install our headlight, we have to transfer over the HID ballast from the factory headlight. So go ahead and remove 4 9/32 bolts. Carefully lift up on the ballast. And inside you want to disconnect these 2 plugs. Go ahead and use a flat blade screwdriver and carefully lift up on the clips. Your Spyder headlight. Before you install your ballast, you want to make sure the gasket seal is in place so that we prevent moisture from coming in the headlight. So go ahead and seat your ballast, line up the holes, reinstall your 4 9/32 bolts. Now we're ready to install our headlight. All right, go ahead and bring over your new headlight. Go ahead and grab your connector and plug it into the harness. Make sure it clips on. Slide the gray clip back on to lock it. So now we're ready to seat the headlight in place. So carefully lift up on the fender. We slide it in. You want to drop the 3 studs into the hole. Now that we have our headlight mounted, go ahead and reinstall your 2 T15 screws securing the fender. We have 1 here and 1 here. After you seat your headlight in place, go ahead and reinstall your 3 10mm nuts. And go ahead and put this clip back on. Now that we're finished with the passenger side, let's repeat the same process to the driver's side. After installing both headlights, go ahead and bring over your bumper. Go ahead and plug in your fog lights. Carefully seat your bumper in place. You want to bring over the top part of the bumper, mount it on the clips. Go ahead and clip the two that are in the inner. And once you clip those two, go ahead and clip the outers onto the fender. Go ahead and reinstall your 4 9/32 bolts across the top of the bumper. Next, reinstall your 8 T15 screws, securing the two fenders. Go ahead and line up your bumper with the holes. Next, reinstall your two 10mm nuts. After that, reinstall your 9 9/32 bolts. Next, reinstall your outer scrape protectors on both sides, along with your 6 9/32 bolts and 2 push pins. Go ahead and put your bumper back into place. After that, reinstall your two 10mm nuts, securing the bumper. Go ahead and reinstall your side marker socket. Turn it clockwise to lock it in place. And from here, we're going to reinstall our 5 9/32 bolts. Now that we're finished installing our headlights, let's close the hood and test all our headlight functions.